Assalamu alaikum everyone. We are going to take a look at what quality function deployment is. So let's first look at the definition. Basically, quality function deployment is a method of acquiring and analyzing customer requirements and then translating them into product requirements. Well, this is kind of a structural thing. When it's drawn out or when it's made, it kind of looks like a house, which is also which is why it is also known as the house of quality. Now let's look at it. How does it look? Now this is what it looks like. On the left side of the house, we have this purple box, which is going to include the what's. That is, what are the customer requirements and what would the customers want the product to be like. And in this pink box on the side, we will have the importance ratings. That is, what importance do customers give to each of these customer requirements in numerical terms. On the top, we will have the hows, that is how our business will meet these customer requirements. Now there are going to be a number of hows and a number of whats. In the middle, in this yellow box, we are going to have the relationship between our hows and our whats. Now on the top, in this triangle, we are going to have the correlations where we will know how one how relates to another how. So we are going to look at the correlation between the hows. Correlation. And now in this pink box on the right, we are going to have the competitive assessment. That is, we are going to have our company's performance versus the competitor's performance. There will be a competitive analysis. In this purple box, we are going to do some calculations. Now at the bottom, in this purple box, we are going to have the targets for each of our house. Now at the very bottom, targets. At the very bottom, we have this yellow box. We are going to have the evaluation, which is going to include how well we achieve our targets compared to the competitor. Now in this box, in this pink box, we are going to have some other calculations. Now let's look at an example. We are going to take an example of a pizza business, and first we are going to look at the customer requirements. Now we have 6 customer requirements here. First is good taste, then we have low price, then good texture, then low fats and healthy pizza, fresh and hot delivery, and appetizing appearance. Here we have the importance rating for each of these customer requirements from numbers 1 to 6. For good taste we have 6, for low price we have 5, for good texture we have 1, and so on. Now on the top we are going to have our house, which is the first one is pizza color, the second one is appropriate weight, size, shape, and thickness, with low fatty eatables, optional eatables, delicious and fresh toppings, density of toppings. Now it is not important to have equal numbers of hows and whats. You can have 4 hows for 6 whats. It is up to you. Now we are going to look at this yellow box in the middle, which is going to indicate the relationship between our hows and whats. Now for this we need to have a key. First we have a circle which will indicate a weak relationship which has a value of 1. Then we have this symbol here, which is a dot, which is going to indicate medium relationship which has a value of 3, and then in the last we have strong relationship which has a value of 6. Now we are going to mark these in this yellow box. Now I'm assuming there is a strong relationship between good taste and appropriate. I'm assuming we have a strong relationship between low fats and healthy pizza and low fatty eatables. Now we are going to move to the medium relationships. I'm assuming a medium relationship between good texture and the color of the pizza. Then we have another medium relationship between good texture and delicious and fresh toppings, and so on. Now we are going to look at the weak relationships. We we have a weak relationship between good taste and density of toppings because these do not really relate or go with one another. And then we have a weak relationship between low price and optional eatables for taste and texture. Okay, now that we are done with the marking, we are going to do a little bit of calculations. In this box on the right, this purple box here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to look at the first row and we are going to look at the first relationship in the row, which is the strong relationship, the value of which is 6. We're going to multiply the value 6 with the importance rating of good taste, which is 6 again. And now we will look at the second relationship in the row, which is weak relationship, the value of which is 1, and we are going to multiply it with the importance rating of good taste again, which is 6. So 1, weak relationships value multiplied by 6, the good taste's importance rating, and then we're going to add both, and you're going to get 42. So the value for our first row is 42. Similarly, for the second row, we are going to take the value of weak relationship, which is 1, and we're going to multiply it with the importance rating of low price, which is 5. And because there's no other relationship mark in the second row, our answer will be 5 here. And for the third row, we're going to do the same thing. We are going to take the value of the first relationship, which is the medium relationship, and the third row, which has a value of 3. We're going to multiply it with the importance rating 1 of good texture. And then we are going to take the second relationship in the third row, which is again medium relationship. We are going, the value of it is 3. And then we are going to multiply it with the importance rating of good texture, which is 1. We're going to add both and we're going to get a 6. Okay. And so this is how we will do it for the next 3 rows. And I'm going to get a 24, 18, and then 18 again. And now we will look at this row below, this pink row below here, this one. For this, what we are going to do is we are going to go column wise. For the first column, what we are going to do is we are going to look at the relationship again. And the first column we have medium relationship. And then I'm going to multiply the value of the relationship, which is 3, and multiply it with the corresponding importance rating, which is 1 here for good texture. I'm going to multiply 3 into 1 and I'm going to get a 3. So our calculated value for the first column is 3. For the second column, I'm going to take the first relationship, which is the strong relationship with a value of 6, and I'm going to multiply it with the corresponding importance rating, which is 6 again for good taste. And then I'm going to look at the second relationship, which is medium relationship, the value of which is 3, and then I'm going to multiply it with the corresponding corresponding importance rating again, which is 3. So 3 by 3. I'm going to add both and I'm going to get a 45. So our calculated value for the second column is 45. And now for the third column, I'm going to do the same thing. In the third column, our first relationship is the strong relationship, the value of which is 6. I'm going to multiply it with the corresponding importance rating for low fats and healthy pizza, which is 4. Then I'm going to look at the second relationship in the third column, which is medium relationship with the value of 3. And I'm going to multiply it with the corresponding importance rating, which is 2. I'm going to add both and I'm going to get a 30. So the calculated value for the third column is 30. We are going to do the same thing for the next 3 columns and we're going to get these values. 11 for the fourth column, 12 for the fifth column, and 12 for the 6th column. Okay, now we are going to move to the correlations, which is the triangle on the top, the yellow triangle on the top here, this triangle. Okay, so this now we have made a grid. Now we through in correlation, what we basically do is we identify the relationship between our house. That is it. So first we see that there is a relationship between the pizza color and the optional eatables. The pizza color and the optional eatables. So we are going to mark here. This represents the relationship between the pizza color and the optional eatables for taste and texture. Now, pizza color is basically adding artificial flavored colors for appetizing appearance, so this is why they're related. Second, we have a relationship between appropriate weight, size, shape, and thickness, and density of toppings, because the density of toppings will determine the thickness of the pizza, which is why we related it to the appropriate weight, size, shape, and thickness. Third, we have a relationship between low fatty eatables and delicious and fresh toppings. And fourth, we have a relationship between optional eatables and delicious and fresh toppings. And fifth, we have a relationship between optional eatables and density of toppings. And then sixth, we have a relationship between delicious and fresh toppings and density of toppings. So this is what we basically do in the correlations part. So now we move to the competitive assessment. Now for competitive assessment, we need to have a key again, a key for our own company and a key for our competitor's company. There can be one or more than one competitor, but to keep it simple, I've only taken one competitor. So cross is for our company and the triangle is for the competitor's company. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to have a scale from 1 to 5. Yeah, now here we are going to rate our importance, rate our performance, sorry. In terms of good taste, the customer requirement of good taste, we stand at 5 and our competitor stands at 3. For low price, we stand at 3 and our competitor stands at 4. In case of good texture, we stand at 4 and our competitor stands at 3. For low fats and healthy pizza, we stand at 2 and our competitor stands at 5. For fresh and hot delivery, we stand at 4 and our competitor stands at 2. For appetizing appearance, we stand at 4 and our competitor stands at 3. So what we are going to in all the crosses, which is our performance, right? Our company's performance, which is represented by the cross. So we're going to join all the crosses. So this is what we basically do in competitive assessment. Now we move on to this bar here, which is going to relate our targets, include our targets. Okay, for pizza color, since we add artificial flavors to, for appetizing appearance, artificial flavored colors for appetizing appearance. So our target is to add 3 to 4 artificial flavored colors. And in case of appropriate weight, size, shape, and thickness, that is in what is the variety in terms of weight, size, shape, and thickness. So how many variants of pizza are we going to have? So 4 to 6. And then low fatty eatables, we have our target of having less than 10% of fatty eatables. And in optional eatables for taste and texture, we can have 3 to 5 optional eatables. In delicious and fresh toppings, you're going to have 2 to 10 delicious and fresh toppings. And density of toppings can be either high, medium, or low. Actually, so these are our targets for each of our house. And now we are going to move on to how well we are achieving these targets, which we are going to represent, which we are going to indicate in this yellow box at the bottom. For the evaluation, we are first going to have our ratings on the left from 1 to 5. And now we are going to see how well we achieve these targets by, marking between 1 to 5, where 5 is achieving them best and 1 is like not achieving them or achieving them to a very small extent. Say, so for pizza color, for which the target is having 3 to 4 artificial flavors, we achieve our target somewhere near 4 or 3. And for the second target is having 4 to 6 variants of pizza, we stand at 3. And for low fatty eatables having less than 10% fat, we stand at somewhere near 2. And for optional eatables, we having 3 to 5 optional eatables, we stand somewhere near 4. And for having 2 to 10 delicious and fresh toppings, we stand near 3. And for the density of toppings target, we are somewhere around 5. So we're going to join the dots, and here we have an idea of how well we achieve all of our targets. So yeah, that is it. And we're going to move to the end now. Thank you for watching.